Hello there and welcome to my nest. I'm Kate. This is my nest and this is a Friday forage and fun. So I'm really hoping that you are well, and I know you don't always watch them close to the weekend, but well, can't speak for excitement. Whichever day you're watching this, I hope you're having fun. So foraging means we go in search of bits and pieces, and I've gathered a whole lot of things here, but I've got new things that you won't have seen before. So it is, Kate, not going out on a limb because we're in a safe nest, but I'm going to try showing you some things. And I've got these here as hints. Some beautiful fabric with lots of white on it. Oh, and this little treasure that I found at a bargain price. She's new, but look at that. Is that not the cutest little box that I'm going to cover with some of the things that we work on today? She's got a little, she's so adorable. So there's her. I need to give her a name. And underneath is something that I've been talking about doing with you. So these are the gouache paints that Fleur Woods taught us to use, and I now love them. The only danger with these is by the end of this video I might have painted everything in sight, but it's an unusual name, so that's the brand. There's 36 in these, and I ordered a new set for myself because this is what my current set is looking, and I have worn through my favorite colors. How surprising that the pinks have disappeared. So this is a second set, and I thought I'd share. They are very inexpensive, and what the difference they can make to our reclaiming and upcycling life is amazing. So this is how they come. Spotless, little plastic lid. Oh, that might be sticky tape down. No, okay, it's just being a weakling. Oh, wouldn't that be embarrassing? Oh, there we are. And they come with their own, so that comes off, which is handy. And they come with their own brush. So here is the unveiling of the brush. The only things that I use, and it's an excuse for me to bring out some of my thrifted little bits and pieces, is you need a thing to put. Oh my gosh, there's a sudden rain. It's like a sun shower out there. To wet your brush. So I'm going to use my thrifted little crystal-y vase, and this is an op shop bowl. They actually don't take up a lot of room. At the workshops I usually have like a bucket on the floor, so I use this to wet the fabrics and the materials, this to keep my brush, and then that's where I mix the paint. Now you can have saucers, you can mix different colors in here, but my style is, I'm just intuitive. I suppose that's what it is. So let's start. Are you ready? So I'm going to do the opportunity to make your own colored plain fabric first. So this is a little piece of white linen. Oh, it's good for your muscles. So I've got a towel behind me. Oh, and in fact I have one on my lap to lay these out, because I was thinking of going out and putting them in the sunshine. Of course now it's raining. Okay, so a tiny little bit of linen there. Let's soak that. I feel like I'm on one of those cooking shows. Let's soak that. And what else will we soak? Let's just have a little bit of a game. I want to do a couple of things with this. So of course they can be huge pieces or as small as you like. So we're going to do a variety. All right, so I have a little wet piece of linen here, brush, and guess what color I want to make? I want to make pink. Now, as I say, this is just the way I've been playing and doing it because I just like doing it in my hand, basically, and see that's already a little bit coloured. It will dry lighter. So for the purpose of this experiment, I'm going to put lots more pink on. And now because I'm bored with that colour, let's go up here and put a different pink on. Squeeze it out. It's as simple as that. So that's a little pink patch of linen that now is not, I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but, you know, it was stark white. It's okay if you fast forward and beat me out. But some people have asked, okay, so white into pink. All right, let's do some of my other favourite colours and go a little bit further. So this one, I will put that out for the moment. She will get some paint in a minute. Now, I do not worry about my water getting dirty or my paints mixing because they do dry off and change. I sort of rub it. Now that's got some globules where I put the spots down, but you can work that away or you can keep it like tie-dyeing or you can just paint it on straight or pretend you're making your own design. So I have some yellow background there, and let's be bold. I've not done this before, like made spots, because I don't really like spots in my work, but some of you will. And so you can smudge them. You could make a circle. You could draw a flower. And you can see where we're going. So I've got a little piece of pink, little piece of yellow. So this way, if you can't buy fabric or you have oodles and oodles of leftovers, as we all do, you've got ready-made potential. So here's one. I'll just hope, oh yeah, I have. Here's one that I wet. So we've got the flowers. This is cheap fabric. And let's be an artist and say I want more purple. So I'm just going to do, say, a wash. So really, you can make any fabric change to what you'd like it to be. So there's some pink, some purple, and then let's go back to, see how they just wash clean on top. Let's want some more yellow up here. Now you can use these dry, the fabric could be dry, but can you see what I mean? It's just like playing. I'm going back to being a child, which is what I did at Fleur's workshop. I just got carried away, and now I have so many little bits. So I'm changing because, and I know a lot of people use watercolors this way, so I know it's nothing new. But talk about a Friday fun. So these will dry overnight and be ready to be used. Look at that. Now I've got that orange up there on the real fabric. So let's go this pink in between. That I might use this brighter pink. Can you see me? Yeah, you can. So this is sort of like a wash because I've got wet paint going on wet material. There we go. So look at that. I love, you know, probably ideally I would have bought the fabric like that, but it wasn't in those colors, and now I've got my own. But in the interests of and you know what the other thing is, you can lay a piece of linen down and that can soak up the bits that go through, and that gets even more coloured. So let's do that. Now this one here I haven't wet, and I want more pink. So because the fabric is not wet, it doesn't spread as easily, and you get sort of a thicker mark making. There we are. Now, in case you're getting bored with that colour, let us, so these are very light. Let's say, I've never used this colour before. Let's add some, maybe an outline. So you can add the painterly effect. This is Kate, the modern artist, again, just going wild. But that's now unique to me. What about in here again? Let's enhance these stamens over here. Now, in terms of supply, you can get these from many different places. So just look around your prices. I got these from just an Australian educational. So they're kids, they're designed for kids, and these were like $14.80 or something. I ordered it on Sunday night and they came on Tuesday. I mustn't forget that you're there because it's just addictive. So let's colour in. Some big purple. And if you make a mistake and don't like it, because that's probably a bit too purple, you can just go over the top or wet it. But let's just go make it sort of join in there. And that can be just a completely little different bit. In fact, see? Purple against. Have you noticed how much purple I'm using? I don't know what's happened. I think it's still the February pouch hangover. Can't stop. All right. So there we are. We've got some adding to the stamens. We've got some colouring in. We've got some adding some background. And when we patchwork, you know, all of those little bits can be a new story like that. Let's might be getting in for another set of scissors. Let's just look at this now. You can use acrylic paint in exactly the same way. So here's my little box. Ooh. Imagine that as the beginning of a little story that we're going to use on her. These ones I've already worked and painted. Purple to purple, flower to flower. Thank you for your lovely comments. I love how many of you say you like my giggle. All right, so that's plain fabric, that's florals. Let's go on to some other things. So I've gathered things that I've done before and already using, and accessible things like you might have. I brought a whole pile down. It's always the mystery. Okay, let's talk about this funny thing that you've seen me now put on lots of my pieces from Fleur. So I'm not wetting this first, just putting pink on. And then let's do some purple. I could put some purple onto that one. And then some yellow. And then onto this one, some orange. See how easy these are? It's just endless. So we don't have to have access to antique and vintage malls and all of those sorts of things. And if you don't have any oppie shops around you, I mean, you could be doing this to your own clothes. I'll do blue for those people that so I'm going to do a bluey purple one here. So 36 different colours, and you can mix them all before and get your perfect shade. These are my, what did I call them? Happy accidents. So look at that as an individual. And the good thing about this, it's not wet. I'm picking up some thread. Actually, why don't we keep our little princess here? So there's the background, there's our feature orange. Here she goes, straight away. I'll try over here without collapsing the whole nest. Okay, a bit of an old oily that I've used before. Oh, goodness. I'm just looking around in my bits over here. Okay, so this is cheesecloth that I've dyed before. Here is the crochet, and just for the purpose of this, we'll do this really deep cerise over here. I'm just dabbing. So, will it work? It may not. No, because it's crinkled, but it's still interesting. You can get the imprint of the lace on the material below. So let's do this one. Let's go orange now. A little bit starting to get there. Now I'm going to wash that, because remember that was dry, and it immediately starts to become like a tie-dye. And see, I like that effect very much. So that's that little bit. Where's the other bit gone? I'm just giving you lots of little ideas. Many of them I haven't tried before. Now, there is a green here that is beautiful and minty. And I have tried this at the workshop. So there's the green, and then what I do is put the pink over the top. A bit more. Let's go brighter pink. And then a little bit of this purple. And then a little bit more of the green. Is it taking you back to kinder? It is for me. and then I rub that. And before we know it, we have a piece of crochet that is looking a bit more aged. Hasn't got enough of my combination of colours yet. And there are no mistakes. Let's go for that pinky in there. Let's go get some yellow. Give that a squeeze. And there we go. Starting to get some really interesting effects if I lay that over this. You see how pretty? So for my story pouches, this is just a way to not use many fabrics, but just make the curiosity really increase. So very happy with that. Towel to dry. Okay, this piece here, I've already, I'm gradually harvesting these little bits. So, just want some tiny. I've tried all sorts of fabrics now, and it, you know, they all work in various forms. So, that was orange crochet, and I want this to be a little bit more orange. Now I want it to be a bit more pink. And if I let, in fact, that's what I'll do, I'll let it dry a bit more. And I do like to often use things in threes. So here's a I could have cleaned that up a bit more. Do I love that? Not really. But never wasted and always learning. So now like this box over here, this could hang down. Oh, look at the pop. Where's our little sweet thing over here? Look, can you see? And it doesn't matter that it's not perfect. It's just, and I would gather that or put it over the top of the existing frill, or actually layer it like that. There you go. All right, what haven't we played with yet? I bought this over because it's very, this is the fabric I got on holidays. It's got beautiful strawberries, but the white was a bit as an experiment. Now, I imagine that you would probably be a lot more various in your use of colours. You can see why I run out of the pinks and the oranges and the yellows. Okay, squeeze that. See, it's not really messy. That's all that's left there. Wipe that up. And now our strawberries, they'll dry lighter, but they could blend more easily. I wanted to show you something very specific for embroidery, which is how many people use them. Okay. I think you're really getting the idea, but okay, this is beautiful. Let's do this one here. Beautiful fabric in itself. I might want to thread paint this, which I'm sure I will, but just to give me mixed that a bit too orangey. Now this is a bit of a modern look, and many of you mightn't like this, but if you, as I said, you can always mix it, always lighten it. You could go and rinse it straight out if you think you've ruined your fabric. You can just layer and layer it until it gets to the right colour that you want. And you can be very painterly. Okay, so that's another idea. I have no idea how long this, oh, nearly tripping over. Oh my gosh, I've really been playing. Final thing is something like this. This is from the sewing basket. I haven't wet this flower, so just going on with the real colour, so it's like a fluorescent pink. And you might say, why? Well, sometimes you want that mix. I have to say, I prefer my fabric wet, but it's really up to you. And if I make my brush then more and more wet, and if you are into traditional colouring, you can make the exact colours that you want. I know that mine are not everyone's cup of tea, but with that there, at a studio we had hair dryers out. I have got a little dryer that I use in my journaling, but I haven't got it out here. But you could just quickly blow dry that if you couldn't wait. So, well, there's a little bit of the imprint. That could go as a starter of a piece, or, oh, my precious little bit here. Haven't got enough contrast, but let's say that becomes the underneath of my flower there, or she could become, you know, what I'm trying to say, endless possibilities. So I'm getting the hint that it's time to go because my water has turned quite murky. That wool is in danger of falling in. Happy weekend, my friends. I've left that one in there, but I think you've got the idea. Until next time, this is Kate in the Nest. I hope you've had some fun with me as I've played. Best thing, we need play as adults. To be continued on this little one. Okay, see ya. Bye.